Hello, in this video we're going to talk about elements. What's an element? How do we work with it? How many types of elements are there inside SuperMemo? And all of that. So please follow me closely. To start, I would say that an element is just a unit of knowledge, right? And you have mainly two types of units, passive and active. The active one are items. The passive ones are concepts, folders, and topics. A folder is really just an empty topic. There's no difference, and you can make a folder into a topic and vice versa, and we will see how. And a concept, you have to think of a concept as a tag. A concept is really not much different from a tag, a simple tag, you know? An hashtag, maybe hashtag medicine, hashtag cardiology, hashtag biology, hashtag math, hashtag Japanese, and you use those to group together similar stuff. Okay, so let's dive deep down into how elements work. Okay, so here now we can see our web course. And we're gonna make a folder inside of it. First of all, if you're clicking on something and doing new, you will be inserting this on the same level, not as a child. Look. Okay, sorry, with folders though. With folders. I always forget this. It's with folders. Because as I said in the previous videos, you don't really do this. You don't really want to do this because it does not keep the group nor assign the right template of the concept because it has not the concept. How do you... Okay, let's see this from the start. Okay, so let's say folder 1 and we will do folder 2. So we put all of this stuff in folder 2 and we're gonna focus on folder 1. How do you anchor stuff inside the folder? If I want to add something to folder 1 rather than folder 2, how do you do that? It's honestly, it's simple. You go on folder, concept, and remember this is specific to every concept. So now we're going to create a second concept, but first set hook. Change hook, concept, root, web course, old hook, web course, new hook, folder 1, root, web course. The root, don't touch the root. The root is useless. Just don't touch the root, okay? Please, don't touch it. It's not for anything. It doesn't do anything really practical. So do not change the root. The root is usually the concept. So here, if we go on search concepts, we only have one. You see root element web course, which is the concept itself. Oak branch folder 1, which means that if we now want to add something, so let's add the topic. Okay, Alt N. Okay, if you want to add the topic, let's say let's close Twitter maybe, Wikipedia. So let's say we go on English page and we see this and say, oh, this is interesting. Okay, so we copy and now Control, look at the knowledge tree, please. Control N will add another topic with the copied text in the clipboard below the hook. Okay. For the sake of it, let's add another topic, now an empty one with Alt N. And we're gonna make this into a folder. A folder is not really nothing else than an unused topic. And there's two ways you can make things into a folder, okay? Let's copy this text. Let's say I know that and let's do the mailing about it, blah blah blah. Okay, so now I have three topics talking about Melanie Barrett. This one is the newest one. This one I know it's a description, and oh, Damn, I have a duplicate. What are we gonna do? Control D. We're gonna dismiss this. What does it mean? It means that when you dismiss something, it's not part of your learning process anymore. And what is your learning process? We still didn't go through that. And I know, and we're gonna see that later. Okay, for now, I mean, it is honestly quite simple. It's just your daily queue of repetitions. So now we have this, and we have dismissed it, which means it will not appear in our daily learning routine. Okay, so I do not really want this to be just dismissed. So what am I gonna do? The problem here is if I look for Melanie Barrett inside my... Is it Burnett? Also, okay. I'm looking for Melanie. If you only dismissed the element, it's still gonna appear in your queue. If your element is empty, and what am I gonna do? Control Shift Enter. We're gonna Control Shift Enter dismisses and deletes all the data from inside that topic. You still have this topic. Okay, now we're gonna call this folder tree so it doesn't appear. And now when I look for Melanie, I only have 2. We could have filtered that, but it is cleaner to just folder tree, and let's say I'm calling Melanie Burnett. Okay, which I don't know who that is. An actress. Okay. And now we have our topics. So from topics, you usually generate items, or you can just handcraft items. And I think I'm gonna show to you how the learning process works together with elements. Like, this is the basics of the basics, okay? So we know that that items have to be atomic right now, right? We know that about flashcards. So how do we go about that? So we know that, okay, Melanie Burnett, okay? So, and I took this from Wikipedia. This operation, I'm gonna explain it to you later. I'm just gonna set the references. Okay. So now I have my element here, my topic element, and I want to dismember it. Okay. Let's say I want to know these 2 pieces of knowledge. And this one. Okay, let's say I want this one, which has more than 1 unit. And then I can dismiss this, but I don't want to completely delete stuff, so I'm not gonna Control Shift Enter. Please put all this inside SuperMemo as flashcards. Okay, shortcuts save your life. So Melanie Burnett on the sitcom, and you close this Alt-C. Which heard from... We don't want to really know the rest. Like, the rest doesn't... We don't care. Okay. Now, since this is today, you can see our outstanding, which means how much stuff you have to learn today. So this, the first one, is for items. Second one is for topics, so it's 0, 0. And 9 is your drill. So the drill is the items that you put in today and or that you graded with 3 or less. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I mean. What are grades? So We start pressing learn. There is really nothing. Who's the first president of the USA? George Washington. And we can grade it from 5, which is the best. Okay, remember this is inverted. This is not 1, this is 5, and this is 1. Okay, so 5, and I graded 5. Next repetition, and look at the drill. It was 9 before, now it's 8. And an acetate is salt. I didn't remember this because I'm an idiot. Okay, my favorite is pizza, right? So 5. And look at this number, it's gonna go down to 7. And this is our drill. When you're gonna do your repetition, the answer part is gonna be hidden. But you know, if you look at this, you actually realize that this is not atomic, right? So you delete that part because on the CV and that's we don't care. We don't care where it aired. We just want to know where Melanie Barnett played a role, which is the game. Okay, and it's going away. So, portrayed by actress Tia Mowry. But what we're gonna do, instead of doing this by hand, we're gonna simulate the process of learning of the day after. Okay, so we're gonna put this inside our today's queue. Okay. 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 And let's put this too. Okay, so now you're gonna press learn and see we added stuff. Usually when you add a new element, it appears the day after, not the same day. If you add a topic, it's gonna go there and you're gonna see it the day after because you already saw that on the day, right? If you want, you can do that by hand. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So we're still in our drill. Are we? Yeah, we're still on our drill. So we press ask 2 times, and that should do the trick. Yeah. So Mary Barnett is a fictional character on America's sitcom. So now I want you to look at this interval. The interval right now is 1 day, right? So if you want the sitcom, the game. Look at the numbers. First one is item, second one is topic, third is drill. Only items go into the drill. You can only drill active knowledge. Okay. Now, new interval is 2 days. So the next time you're gonna see this is in 2 days. How you can check that is, okay. So you can see here that we have other items like SuperMemo distributed all that stuff in multiple days. So we're gonna see our topics now, portrayed by actress, and look at the drill. It's 5, but now that I make another close, it's 6. And the topics are down to 1 now. Manages to support the career of her boyfriend, Darwin Davis, rather than attend medical school. Okay, I guess. Okay, this is what we want to know. Okay, nice. Let's look at this more closely. So Melanie chose to support the career of her boyfriend, a National Football League player, rather than attend medical school at Johns Hopkins. Here you have a lot of knowledge in excess. Like, this is all fluff. This should be a better close. And if you need to, like, remember one thing, you're only gonna remember what's in the answer part. This is nothing. This has to be empty of new knowledge. There mustn't be any new knowledge in the question part. The answer part is where you get the new knowledge, not the question part, okay? So we're supposing that we know this stuff. This is what we don't know. If you left all this here, it would have been a terrible clause, because we don't know who this is, we don't know what this means potentially, and we don't even really know Johns Hopkins University, do we? Do we have any specific information about it, or do we just know that it's one random university? So if we can tie some new knowledge to Johns Hopkins, we will put that into SuperMemo. Otherwise, no. Okay, and now we have a clean clause. You do not have to do this process in one go. You can do it incrementally, which is a word which will recur in these lessons. Okay, so, and now you have your clause and you have your drill. So you still have one topic, which is the blah blah one. Yeah. Here, I don't know, you could use this to, let's say, put new knowledge here, so that you remember yourself that next time you see this topic, you will put new knowledge inside this. There is also another way to do this. So with Alt F1, we're gonna input a new task inside SuperMemo, and this is before we go into concepts. Okay, tasks are a very particular species, I would say. It's a task, so you say do the laundry, right, which has a very high value. I would say 30 on my personal scale. Just form your own scale, and probably takes way less than an hour. Okay, and this, okay. And now let's look on toolkit, task list, or just F4. At our task list, you have do the laundry. How's the priority determined? So you have value divided by time. Okay. So your actual value of doing the laundry is huge, because you will be clean, it doesn't take much, and it makes you more appealing to other people. I don't want to go out with someone who always wear the same stinky clothes, do you? So that's a task. As simple as that. And you have the task list. Maybe we will go more into it in the later lessons. So now I am so interested in Melanie Barnett that I want her to make her a concept. So you go on Melanie Barnett, right click, concept, create concept, Melanie Barnett. Okay, and this concept, funny enough, has still the topic design. So we go Control Shift Enter, so we remove this. We don't want it anymore. Okay, you have to learn how to fiddle with concepts. It's like I'm still not really teaching you how to learn inside SuperMemo, because I think it's so trivial, the process, but this is one of the most important things, concepts. Everything revolves around concepts. Even if you don't think so, even if you think that they are this very high level move, they're not. They're easy and they're very convenient. So let's say I want a specific, you have to select your topic here, because if you do this, if I now add something, Alt N, the root is gonna be web course and it's gonna be article. Okay. Instead, if I did this, remember the hook at the start is the same of the hook is the same of the root, unless you change it. Okay. And look at this, Melanie Barnett. But maybe I want my own template that reminds me of Melanie Barnett. So Control Shift F2. We already see this. Saw this. We have already seen this English. Man, it shows that I didn't use SuperMemo to learn English. So template, color, and let's just change the color, okay? Maybe too much, maybe something like this. Yeah, this is fine. Now, template. Serve as a template, and I usually call this article a name of the concept. Article Melanie, not concept, Barnett. Now, what if we add a new one? Oh, it's still the old one. Why? Because you didn't change it in the search concepts. So, look here, what's the default topic? Now it's the right one. And you can do the same with the item, by the way. Okay, so when you now add a topic, it adds the right one. Did I actually always do this? Always, because if you don't, okay, I'm gonna show you. Let's say this. Sometimes, not always, it's a little bit buggy as a thing. Okay. So I have Melanie Barnett. I'm gonna import. And no, okay, it for some reason it automatically applied the thing. Sometimes it doesn't, so be sure, like, just be safe, okay? Just do this, okay? Sometimes it does not, and when you have a lot of concepts, you really want to be sure about this. So check all of this, okay? Now, we could do the same with the item, but what we really want to explore more deeply is how concepts work. Like, if you're really that interested in Melanie Barnett, you could, like, let's say I really want to know so much about her, I'm so obsessed, that you make a folder called the game, and you make this into a concept. And you start adding stuff. Obviously, you can do your own template for the game, which Control F2, always, Control Shift F2, always. So let's say that the game has a stupid yellow, this is painful to watch, but it's for the sake of the argument, so save as a template. Be consistent with your names. Article, the game. Okay. And there you have it. So, also, tasks do go into your queue. So you will see do the laundry tomorrow, okay? One thing must be said about the about all this division, that whatever is not an item is usually a topic, but sometimes topics become folders, and sometimes folders become concepts. Concept can influence all the elements attached to that concept. You have to think of a concept, switch camera obviously, you have to think of a concept as huge link to all these elements that you can influence in one go, okay? It's useful, and I'm gonna show you more usage of that in our next lesson.